10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
How are you today, folks? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful earth, a grand universe. Here's an interesting call. Nine 9495.
I have a case that is a very unusual one where a state judge in Connecticut destroyed a Delaware company by blocking shareholders from holding a meeting. My husband, who was the inventor, died during this process. Illegal activities were done for false imprisonment, killing patents, new discovery of an infringement by the same parties, even wiggled into the prior state attorney who was then appointed as judge by Governor John Rowland right before he went to jail. I have letters from Attorney General Blumenthal working on my part, Save and Lieberman. However, I've moved to Washington, D.C., but my cell number is still 212-920-7748. If you want to see a case that is muddled with fraud, judicial corruption, I have it, even to the point where the legal briefs that have been filed docketed in the court in Sanford are removed from the court, not on the docket, ruled on. 3 judges have stepped aside on this case that I really would love to meet with you and speak with you. My number is 212-920-7748. I had 17 civil litigations, all won. Did my own case at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, one of my own case in the Delaware Chancery Court. I am the widow who inherited massive patents of great value, but had to go through hell to get there. I'd love to share my story with you and see what you can do. Also in this time, Susan's Waskia's Country Club asked me to lead their club, one being Rockaway Hunt on Cedarhurst, the other Lawrence Beach Club, and they did it without cause. I'd like to get those clubs reinstated. Also, my insurance was not given to me from AXA. Illegally, my life insurance when my husband died, left me as a widow. Then found that they were also involved in forming a new company that sort of $1 billion to attempt to infringe on the patents of my deceased husband for a device FDA approved for testing of cervical and nasal cancer and something. So I'm coming out of it now, but I'd love to speak with you and see how you might bring some thoughts to this table. I can have access to tons of press people, including Rita Cosby, Monica Crowley, and some other top-notch people. I am a totally innocent person, but now I need a voice. So if you give me a call, 212-920-77.
Saturday, 6:36 p.m.
Well, I thought I was getting you in person giving me a joke, but evidently not. This is Ruth Ann Glendora. I was away in Michigan at my grandson's graduation, and I got back and I got your message wanting to know Jane's number. So here it is. Jane Wynn, 845-876-4942. And also the Cos cheese in the health food store in Hudson, the Catterskill Market in Hudson. And also, I believe there's a health food store in Rhinebeck that might have it. Not quite as a selection as the Hudson store does. If there's any questions, I am home this evening, and I am working tomorrow and Monday because of my being away for so long, for over 2 weeks. So if you'd like to ask me other questions, I'm available, and nice to hear your voice again. Take care. Bye.
Saturday, 8:54 p.m. Hello, Glendora. Andy Earthman here. Oh boy. It's Saturday, about 11 o'clock at night. I finally got some time to write down all your messages and try to reply to them. It's been a very long couple of weeks with the Michael Jackson verdict. The problem is, every time the jury was deliberating, they were deliberating out in California, which is 3 hours different. So I had to stay wait until they went home from deliberating. So I didn't get home until about 10 p.m. instead of my normal 8 p.m., which meant instead of my normal 3 hours to things, I only had one. And when you only have 3 hours a day to do stuff, and then it gets taken away and turned down to one, there really isn't much time to do anything else. So I really apologize for taking so long to get back to you, but finally got a chance now. The Michael Jackson case is over. He was found not guilty, and hopefully everything will go back to normal. Plus, I haven't really been feeling well lately. I have very severe allergies for some reason. Been developing them, and that's been making me pretty tired with, the symptoms of allergies, and not a good feeling. But anyway, okay. I'm probably going to have to call you several times and leave messages. And please forgive me for throwing up your answer machine, but I got a lot of catching up to do. Anyway, I was speaking about, I finally saw the Awesome TV. I want to thank you very, very much for doing that for me. That was very kind of you and came out really good. And I was thrilled to see it on TV. And the people in Australia, I notified them, and they are also very, very thankful and excited that their show was actually very good. Okay, moving on. Did you know that Core TV was suing the state of New York to get the cameras back into the courtroom? And the verdict came in and they lost. The verdict was that there is no constitutional right to have cameras in the courtroom. That's what the judge said. Unbelievable, huh? Okay, let's see, moving on. I think you mentioned you wanted to know more about the children that had muscular dystrophy. They were both sons of Anne Simpson. I understand it's a genetic disease and only males can get it. The first male was named Kevin. He was actually my age. We were born pretty much the same year. And he died when he was 21 years old. And the doctors actually said that he wouldn't make his 11th birthday, which he proved them wrong. So he made it to 21. And his brother was named Tyree, and also had the same disease. And he recently died. He was, what was he when he died? He was 19. So, yeah, it's one of the terrible disease. It destroys your muscles. And it's just one of those things that, there's no cure for. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to know more about your 55th college reunion. Did you bring a camera to the reunion? Did you tape any of it for the show? Sounded like you had a good time, and I was just curious to know if maybe you would put it on the show and let other people enjoy it too. Sorry. Oh, you wanted to know about a peak skills signer. I haven't had my show on in over 2 years on peak skills, but Saturday, 9:02 p.m. Hi, Glendora, Andy Erzman again. Part 3 to my very long message. I left off with the peak skills signer. Like I said, I haven't had my show on in peak skills for over 2 years, so I haven't had a signer. But if it's very important to you, which it probably is, I will look around and ask around to see if there's someone who lives in Peekskill that can sign for the Chadwick Glendora. I don't want to promise you anything, but I will look around, and if I do find a signer soon, I will definitely let you know about it so we can get your show back over there. Yeah, what else? Oh, you asked about the Michael Jackson trial. He was found not guilty. Guess you can't argue with the jury. I don't know. I didn't really actually see the trial because they didn't allow cameras in the courtroom once again. So I had to get the information from a reporter that was in the courtroom, and no, it's not quite the same. But in any case, can't argue with the jury, but they thought they, you have to go with what they decided. You mentioned Dr. Carly, and it's funny that you mentioned her because I watch her show on public access all the time also, besides yours. And I think she's very interesting and has a lot of good things to say. What bothers me, though, is she just announced that she's not doing any more public access shows. So that's another one. contest is concerned, I'm glad you got it all paid out and taken care of. I did send an email to everybody who submitted a submission, I guess you'd call it. And I guess they did get back to you and gave you their addresses and everything worked out. So I didn't know you wanted to actually see the entries yourself, so I will make it a point to send them to you.
Saturday, 9:05 p.m.
Hi, Glendora, Andy Erzman again with the long message, part number 4. As I was saying, I think I lost it already. All right, I was talking about Dr. Carley, and, then after that I talked about the contest. So, I thought I was just going to judge them, and I had no idea that you also wanted to see the submissions and what people wrote. So I will put them in an envelope and send them out to you, and that way you can look at them yourself. Okay. The mini TV tape that you sent me, I am still working on it. I apologize. This whole Michael Jackson thing has put me way behind in all the things that I wanted to do. So I will do my best to get this done because I know it's important. And then we can get it off to Washington. You say you need 2 copies of it, and I think I have a few questions about it, but I should talk to you in person. So this is what I'll suggest. I'm going to turn the cell phone on, and hopefully the battery won't go dead, and I'll have a signal. But if you can call me tomorrow on Sunday, I guess around noon. I don't know if you put time to get back from church, but around noontime I'll leave it on. And if you can call me then, hopefully everything will work where the battery's working and I get a signal. The technology works where I can actually speak with you. Because I have questions about the mini DV tape, what kind of graphics you want me to put on it, things like that. Okay. I think I covered almost everything. If I forgot to, mention something, please let me know what I forgot. But, like I told you before, I probably will be going up there the week after July 4th. Or the one after that, the latest. So, I look forward to that. I know it's a long drive, but it's a nice, beautiful drive, and it's so peaceful and nice up there. I really do enjoy visiting you. So, I look forward to that. Okay, so if you can call me
Saturday, 9:08 p.m.
Hello, Glendora, Andy Erzman with part 5. It just occurred to me I wanted to say a few other things real quick. You did mention that the 2000 show was just as interesting as the 3000, and I believe that. I really believe that your show will be very interesting for many, many years to come. And, Glendora. I hope you're not too upset with me. And I'm really trying hard to maintain our friendship. I think it's important. And I hope you're doing well. And I hope to get to speak with you. Take care.
Sunday, 8:15 a.m.
Hello, good morning, Glendora. This is Dick. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Couple things to let you know. I just hit the contest off the internet. Michael is working on your shows. He just got them on Thursday, I believe. So he's working on, so that's why the numbers were up, but the shows weren't. I think you see the text is up there now, and he's still working on encoding. So, we're all doing well. I have moved. I am no longer in the apartment in Hoboken. We are now living on the boat for the summer. So, by the way, the cell phone number is 7619330 area code. This is the only number that is currently really working. I'm working on moving my studio also. I'm moving my studio to Jersey City. And that should be done by like Tuesday or Wednesday, I hope. Anyway, I will talk to you real soon. Have a good day.
Sunday, 10:56 a.m.
Glendora, I'm sure to tell you now.
Look at this, folks. Look at this. Comcast sends back Glendora's tapes. They never have to be asked. And they send them back at their expense. And they send them back at UPS. Now look at that. Isn't that terrific? You imagine Cablevision doing that? Cablevision steals your tapes if you don't send them the packaging and if you don't send them the money, the postage. They just steal them. But Comcast, look what they do. Trenton, New Jersey. Boy, this camera has good focus, doesn't it? Look at that. Here he is, folks. The June moon. A full moon. Well, tomorrow, on the summer solstice, he'll be a full moon. We haven't seen him for so long. There's been so much haze. And there's been so many clouds. But here he is, the June moon. I was waiting for him to come out from behind the leaves. But the longer you wait, the smaller he gets. I'm waiting to go to sleep. I was doing the words. I got all the words from 101 to 150, and 151 to 200, and 201 to 249, 239, and except 4. Now I'm working on 1 to 50. I got abandoned, prodigal, dissolute, reprobate, abase, abash, abbreviation, abduct, and abecedarian. Now 11 to 20. Aberration, abhor, ability, abide, abet, abolish, aberrant, abominable, abhorrent, and abnormal. So what's 21 to 30? Abort, abound, aberrant, abrasive, abrogate, abscond, abolish, arbitrary, absolve, absolution. What's 31 to 40? Abstain, abstract, abstruse? Yeah, I guess so. Abstain, abstract, abstruse, abuse, abundance, archaic, archangel, archetype, let's see, archive. Is anything missing there? Not 10. And 41 to 50. Ardent, arduous, I don't know what 43 is. Arena, abstinent, absorbed, absorption, abstemious, absturge, and abstract a title. I think we have to wait just a little bit. Is it clear of the branches? Almost. While I'm waiting for the moon to clear, or go to sleep, whichever comes first, I think we got all of the words 1 to 50. And 51 to 60 is abyss, adept, adequate, abyssal, academic. That's a good one, academic. It means not expected to produce a practical result. So there's academic, a cappella, exceed, acceleration, acceleration due to gravity, and accentuate. What's 61 to 70? Accept, acceptance, access, access of fury, public access, accessible, acceptance, no, accession, accessory, accidental, accipital, acclaim, and acclivity. See the fireflies. Well, the June moon. $246,000 miles away. 1/6 the gravity of the Earth.
Speaks, and this cat is so verbose and so loquacious. He talks all the time. Now listen. Now I'm going to pet him. Now Buchanan, why do you want to go outdoors when you can stay in this nice house? Hmm? Well, I don't care. That's not a good reason. He hasn't got a piece of white fur on him anywhere. He's really black. He's really very special. But he was dropped off, I think. Okay. All right. Did I tell you about George Bush down in Texas? This boy was at the end of the driveway trying to find homes for his puppies. And George Bush said, "What kind of puppies are those?" And the boy says, "They's Republicans." George Bush was ecstatic. He went home and he told his wife. Next day he and his wife came back and his wife said to the little boy, "What kind of puppies are those?" And the little boy says, "They's Democrats." And George Bush says, "What? Yesterday you told me they were Republicans." And the little boy says, "Today they's got their eyes open."
That's cute. That's cute.
And this young man was at his barber, and his barber says, "Where are you going to go for your vacation?" And the young man says, "I'm going to go to Rome." The barber says, "You won't like Rome. The food's terrible, the beds are hard, and you'll never get to see the Pope." The little young man was very discouraged, and he says, "I'm going to go anyway." And he goes, and he comes back to see his barber, and the barber says, "Did you go to Rome?" And the young man says, "Yes, I loved the food, and the lodgings were hospitable." "Well, did you get to see the Pope?" "Yes." "Well, what did the Pope say to you?" "Well, the Pope pet my head twice, and then he said to me, 'Where did you get that haircut?'"
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, Jim, thanks a lot for all of your fight for public access. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate so much what you and Kelly have done. And you have been stars. You're always a star in court.
Well, we'll see with this now. But I only ever hit Long Island, but you know what? You better believe in God, because that's the only way you're going to get saved.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah.
Amen. So be it.
Yeah.
Solemnly ratified. Okay, Jimmy, thanks again for fighting for public access, and thank Kelly.
Okay, we'll be talking to you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Folks, which one of you smart viewers can tell me what kind of a tree is that? Look at a very tall tree with blossoms way to the top. And I'm going to show you a close-up of the blossoms. Hold still. Now, look at them on the ground. They're like orchids. They're like a little orchid. They have a little purple stripe. See the pretty orange dots. See how much they are like an orchid? And they're in clusters. Such a God, such a God, such a creator. Let's look at the leaf. The end of school is upon us. We were looking at the leaf. Oh, a blossom just fell. Ooh, I think I can find it. Hold still. I think I can find it. It just fell. That's it. That's the one. It just fell. And it fell again. So which one of my viewers is smart enough to tell me what kind of a tree that is? And this is honeysuckle. It's too bad it isn't smell-o-vision. This has such a sweet aroma. And this is the height of this. And here are the blueberries turning blue. This had a bad affliction, folks. It was killing the blueberries. We opened the skillet to put the macaroni in, and isn't that a pretty design? Isn't that interesting? Riskin and Radkin, Savino, why don't you deal with the issue? The issue is, the crux of this whole problem is money. Cablevision doesn't want a second channel. Actually, they need 7 channels to service the people of Nassau County. But you don't care anything about your Americanism. You sell it out for a Federal Reserve note. Now, the whole bottom of this problem is that the Dolans don't want to give up another channel because they have to give up money. Some cable network is paying the Dolans to use this channel if they were to give it up. And they don't want the cost of administering another a public access channel. And the way they administer public access is just about as costly as it can get. The grown-up companies like Comcast and Time Warner don't bother with all this foolishness about renewals. We don't have them. We don't have them. We just go on and on, cable casting our programs, and whatever time slot you were given when you first came, that's yours for your life. And you ought to know that's what the law says. First come, first serve, period. Not first come, first serve every 6 months, as you and SPAT and Crazy Cablevision are trying to make the public think. So, you're not down with the issue. The bottom issue is Cablevision, required by law to serve the people with public access, isn't doing it, and they don't want a second channel because they would lose revenue giving it up to public access, and because it would cost them money. Now, why don't you be honest? Why do you sell your soul for a Federal Reserve note? Now, let's get down to the issue here. That you really are making fools out of yourselves, saying that Cablevision isn't doing a lottery. A lottery is three things, okay? It's a prize. And the prize we want is already been awarded to us. Federal, state, and municipal. That prize is free speech. That was given to us a few centuries back. Mr. Savino, Rifkin, and Radkin, and Asperti. That came to us just a few hundred years ago. So that's our prize. And the next thing is chance. You don't think pulling names out of a hat called a computer is chance? And you don't think there's a consideration that Cablevision gets a consideration they do? Let me point out to you again. Their consideration is they're not giving up cable network revenue from a second channel, and they're not having to pay for the personnel to administer it. So that's their consideration. It's all black and white, Mr. Savino. And that's your job. You are a liar for hire. You are getting paid to lie. And Cablevision has many lawyers who are what you call a liar for hire. People in Nassau County, why don't you simply call the Nassau County Police and tell them that Cablevision is operating a game of chance without a license? And take them out of there. 1111 Stewart Avenue, Bethpage, and march them to jail in handcuffs. Don't you believe in enforcing the law? And Cablevision has been telling the lie for years. They put out a kit called Public Educational and Government Access. They don't do government access. Do you see the county legislature on Cablevision? Do you see BOCES on Cablevision? Do you see the schools on Cablevision? Big lie, educational access and governmental access. And you, Public Service Commission, Flynn, and Hume, Chad Hume, Stephen Shea, John Figliosi, and Ann Dawson, and Thomas Isabella. You're completely sold out to the cable operator. Golf, lunches, and maybe much more behind the scenes. And you should know, Rifkin and Radkin and Savina, that when you ask a court for relief once, you don't ask for it again. And you didn't make a statement anywhere that no previous request was made for this relief. The relief you're after, of course, is to dismiss this great fight. You would rather sell your Americanism down the drain. Tradition, ideals, and interests. You'd rather sell them down the drain and have those phony Federal Reserve notes. So you should have said that you asked for this relief before. You asked the judge to stay until you heard from the Public Service Commission. And the judge said no. And here you are asking for it again. And you can't get your papers out on time. And then you have to go ask and beg the judge for 2 weeks. And you were wrong, Amato, to give them 2 weeks. They had plenty of time. And another lie, Savino, Rifkin, Radkin, Spurdy, is that you keep saying that Kelly Burness sued CSC Holdings Incorporated. Can't you read? Can't you take a caption and hold it in your hand and read? They sued Cablevision Systems Corporation. You're trying to pull a fast one there. You see it out there. Well, it just isn't going to work. They did not sue CSC Holdings. They sued Cablevision Systems Corporation. You lie in broad daylight. You should know that a caption cannot be changed without an order of the court, and you don't have an order of the court. You're just plain illiterate. You can't read. It's Kelly Burness versus Cablevision Systems Corporation.
Lawyer has no license from the state. A doctor has to have a license from the state, right?
Yeah.
A veterinarian has to have a license from the state, right?
Right.
A lawyer does not. A lawyer is approved only by the American Bar Association. And the American Bar Association is nothing but a trade union. It's nothing but a trade union. And they get a bar card. A bar card is not a license from the state.
Well, you know, I've heard lawyers say that they're licensed only to practice in New York State. What does it mean when they say that?
It means just that. They pass the bar in New York State, from the New York State law. If they want to be qualified in Delaware, they have to pass the bar in Delaware and learn the Delaware law.
And you're saying that the bar is no more than a trade union?
Yeah. Now listen to me. Listen to this paper if you would. The certificate, the state bar card is not a license. Got it?
Right.
The state bar card is not a license. The bar is a professional association, like the actors union, the painters union. No other association, even doctors, issues their own license. All are issued by the state. Doctors have to have a state license. Lawyers do not. Do you realize what a hoax is being perpetrated on us?
And everybody's faith is in their hands.
What?
And everybody's faith is in their hands.
Yeah.
And then from there, they go to the worst part of it. They become judges.
Yeah. Yep. You made it. It is a non-governmental, very important word, non-governmental private association. The state bar is an unconstitutional monopoly, an illegal and criminal enterprise. It violates Article 2, Section 1, Separation of Powers Clause of the Constitution. That would mean that you have to have an executive part of the government, you have to have a legislative, and you have to have a judicial. Okay? It violates that separation of powers. There is no power or authority for joining of legislative, judicial, or executive within a state as the bar is attempting. Bar members have invaded all branches of the government and are attempting to control government as agents of a foreign entity. It is quite simple to see that a great fraud and conspiracy has been perpetrated on the people of America. The American Bar is an offshoot from the London Lawyers Guild. At least in London, they called it what it was, a guild. That's my comment. And was established by people with invasive monopolistic goals in mind. In 1909, they incorporated this traitorous group in the state of Illinois and had the state legislature, which was under the control of lawyers, pass an unconstitutional law that only members of this powerful union of lawyers called the ABA, American Bar Association, could practice law and hold all the key positions in law enforcement and the making of laws. At that time, Illinois became an outlaw state, and for all practical purposes, they seceded from the United States of America. The Bar Association then sent organizers to all the other states and explained to the lawyers there how much more profitable and secure it would be for them as lawyers to join this union and be protected by its bylaws and canons. They issued to the lawyers in each state a charter from the Illinois organization, and California joined in 1927. And a few reluctant states and their lawyers waited until the 1930s to join when the treasonous act became de facto and the citizens became captives. Under the system, the lawyers could guarantee prejudged decisions for the privileged class against the lower class. Right? Jim Ernest? Isn't that what's happening here? That is remarkable. Where did you get that? Okay. I'll explain that to you. It takes a little while to do that. I don't want to get sidetracked. This was all made possible by the American Bar Association to favor the right and have unlawfully substituted them in place of constitutional laws, and that's just what has happened. The Constitution was written in plain English. It's easy to read, and the statutes are easy to read, passed by Congress, were also in plain English, with the intent of Congress, how each law should be used. Association to favor the right and have unlawfully substituted them in place of constitutional laws, and that's just what has happened. The Constitution was written in plain English. It's easy to read, and the statutes are easy to read, passed by Congress, were also in plain English. English with the intent of Congress how each law should be used, and not the opinions of various judges as the codes list. Any normal person can read the Constitution and statutes and understand them without any trouble. The public in California was shocked to learn that the state government has no control or jurisdiction over the Bar Association or its members. Now, isn't that a shocker?
Yes.
Now, we knew that, and if we thought about it, we could have come to this conclusion. That they are not licensed by the state. They are not licensed, period.
You know what's amazing is, think about this. They're not licensed by the state. They have your faith in their hands when you go to court.
Yeah.
Yet a beautician needs a license
Yeah.
from the state.
Yeah.
Imagine a beautician needs a license. A barber needs a license. In New York City, I needed a license to operate an oil burner. A license to run a sprinkler system. A license for an air pollution incinerator. And here these guys are going to say whether you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison or you're going to hang by the neck in the gallows. You know, leave them up.
Yeah. Oh, Jim, you good for you. That's a good response. State does not accredit the law schools or hold bar examinations.
You're saying the state does not accredit the law schools?
Mm-hmm. Or hold the bar. The Bar Association does that. The state does not accredit the law schools or hold the examinations. They do not issue state licenses to lawyers. The Bar Association accredits all the law schools, holds their private examinations, and selects the students they will accept in their organization and issues them so-called license, but keeps the fees for themselves. The bar is the only one that can punish or disbar a lawyer. They also select the lawyers that they consider qualified for judgeships and various other offices in the state, and that's Arthur Spat. The Bar Association or their designated committees can remove any of these lawyers from public office. The state legislature will not change this system, as they are also a designated committee of the bar. On August the 20th, okay, that's not germane, let's see.
We have such an affluence of greenery. You don't get to see the sunset on the summer solstice. Longest day of the year, or thereabouts. But I do want to get up at 4:30 tomorrow and catch the summer solstice, the sunrise. The sun rising in the east as far north as it's going to rise. And this is the sun setting in the west as far north as it's going to set. Bulletin: Perry Jones canceled his appointment with me this week.
a.m. Now, including local and digital satellite TV, for only $29.99 per month. For limited time, we are offering free equipment and free installation for up to 4 rooms. And if you order now, a free MP3, photo CD, and DVD player, and a
ahead and order it, folks, and make Cablevision pay attention to public access.
My name's Glendora, and I'm calling about public access.
Okay.
And I have a TV show. It's on 45 TV stations, and I want it on yours, too.
Okay. Then I definitely am going to have to transfer you to Lori Pulver's voicemail. She's late who handles movies.
All right. When was she in person?
She is generally here from 9 to 3 on Monday through Friday.
Okay, 9 to 3, Monday through Friday.
Mid-Hudson Cable TV in Hudson, New York.
What is her number, please?
It is the same number, and her extension is 3903.
Okie doke. Did you want to hear today's joke?
Okay.
Computers are in the Bible. Eve said to Adam, "Do you want an apple too?"
Hold the line.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hi, you've reached Lori Pulver. Please leave your name and a voicemail message here, and I'll get back to you as soon as I get a chance. Thanks for calling. Bye. At the tone, record your message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or dial pound.
Lori Pulver, this is Glendora again, and I've forgotten what I said on my last message, and I apologize that I never can seem to fit into your schedule from 9 to 3. But let's start over again. A chat with Glendora is on 45 cable TV public access stations. And I would like to have it on yours. And I'm way late doing this because I had several programs that had to do with Hudson. Several of them. The courts, a play at the high school, and they just go on and on. And I'm afraid those are too far into the archives to retrieve. But others are coming up all the time. I do a good job of covering this area. And also Stuyvesant, Kinderhook, Chatham, and Ghent, and Hillsdale, and you know. So my number's 914-949-9495. My address is Box 124, Ghent, New York, 12075. Do you have any information that you can send me on public access? And let me get these forms filled out and sent to you, and the program sent to you. A chat with Glendora is also on the internet. There are over 300 half-hour programs on the internet. In fact, in February, I celebrated my 4,000th public access show. And it's good. You should see it. I was on David Letterman's show. And it was pretty good the way it told about public access. It really gave public access a good boost. So please send that material and please call me back. And today's joke, computers are in the Bible. Eve said to Adam, "Do you want an apple too?" Take care, and I wish you the best.
I pray that everybody leave the church today filled with the oneness of God.
Thank you, Buster. Prayers that everybody would feel the presence of God.
Yes. I'd like to continue prayers for my sister Martha, whose problem is not even, it's not resolved. She hasn't even.
All right, continue prayers for Gordon.
There is His Excellency. There he is in all of his charm and majesty. The 1980 Lincoln. 278,000 miles. The 1980 Lincoln Continental Mark VI. There were only a few of his generation. The upper window. This is the metal.
Yeah,
And this is the metal for how many miles?
26.2.
26.2. And both you and Jennifer got a medal?
Jessica.
Jessica got a medal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. Boy, Jessica's really photogenic.
She is.
Yeah, this is Lisa and this is Jessica Smith. Isn't that a beautiful tree, folks? Or is it two trees? It's pretty hot today. I think it's 97 degrees. And I think the humidity is 97. Bad thing here about the Happy Book. Look at this that came back. Emily. So, and you see the price of it? 60 cents. So I guess we've got to be very firm. When you want a Happy Book, say your name very slowly, enunciate every syllable of your name, your number, your street address, your town, and your zip code. Because I want you happy, but we can't have them coming back at 60 cents. Unless you folks want to subsidize the mailing, you can do that. It's about $30 a week, the postage. And the Happy Book is so good, and I want so badly for you to be happy. And now for you folks in the Yorktown Signal, which covers quite a few municipalities, quite a few. Here's some nice letters from Mary Ramage. She just loves to write letters. So she sent 3 this week. And Mary, you do a great job taking care of a chat with Glendora with that Cablevision in the Yorktown system with all their weird misapprehensions as to what public access is all about. They'll never learn. They're just sort of hopeless. But I think, Walter, you have done a good job. It was nice of you to give Mary the 9 tapes because Liz is going away. Now here's somebody who's no problem at all. This is MCTV. No, it is not Manhattan Cable TV. It is Multnomah Community Television in Portland, Oregon. And can you imagine Cablevision being this nice and this decent? They're telling you the 3 days they'll be closed during the summer, and then they send you a letter. They call me a foreign producer because I'm in New York. Now that's what it is to be foreign, to live in New York. And then they send you this schedule. Isn't that nice? Can you imagine Cablevision doing anything nice like that? Maybe when Charles Dolan takes the company back, if he does. We'll be treated a little more civilly by Cablevision. Yeah, we should have sponsors, folks. Yes, we should have sponsors. We need about, let's see, it's about $30 a week for VHS videotapes. It's about $30 a week for postage. It's about $30 a week for the office supplies and the envelopes. This is chocolate soy milk. You want to look at it? Oh, it's delicious. Can you get a good feeling what it tastes like? Chocolate soy milk. And we need about, let's see, $300 a month would be about $70 a week to file legal papers to stand up for public access. The hoods who ran away with our government, who kidnapped our government, of course don't want public access because we're here to tell you what they are doing to violate your rights. So they don't want us around. Here is a communication from a great man named the Reverend Taylor Holbrook. And he filled in, he's gone on sabbatical. He'll be gone, folks. He was 10 years at the church and he earned a year sabbatical, was it? And so he signed these. Yes, that's a signature. And so I'll take care of it for him for the Hope Reformed Church. And then he signed mine for a chat with Glendora. This is for the Wappinger system, a very, very large system. It's all IBMers, and it covers the town of Poughkeepsie, and it covers the Fishkill and Stormville and all places like that. And here's where he signed for a chat with Glendora. But now he included in this a little note. And look what he said. Thanks, Glendora. You
are what? An awesome woman. Is that good? We had awesome TV from Australia, the rock group. Is that good to be an awesome woman? I feel very strongly about this, and I couldn't be more in a concert with it than this from the American Association of Retired Persons. Daughter to mother, I promised my mom no retirement home. Keep them in their homes. You can't be happy outside of your home. So I am in full support of this movement. Don't send your mom to a retirement home. I'm praying for somebody who is in that situation right now. And when I pray for them, I sing this hymn. Breathe on them, breath of God, fill them with life anew, that they may love as thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. The key words are breathe in them life anew. I made you a videotape, and they were very important reports as to your corpse. And I don't know what happened to the tape. It didn't get lost because the tapes all count upright. They all have their numbers, but it got erased, I guess. It got taped over. And one thing was, why doesn't the White Plains City Court simply file the lawsuit and stop boomeranging like a kangaroo court? Glendora versus Cecilia, Masterilli, and Tabat Salako. Public access enemies number 1 and 2. $150 to file her lawsuit in the federal court in Rhode Island, and we can't get justice at $150. They're not giving us justice at $150, so what's the answer? Increase it to $250. Now this is our government that I have told you many times before. Nice government we have, but it's been kidnapped by hoodlums. Memo endorsement to the Federal Appeals Court in Boston. We hope this time, for the first time, that you will do your job. Justice. Federal Judge Fox, North Carolina, uses self-addressed envelope, stamped envelope that Glendora sent him required by law, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 4D. I had to send him an envelope so that he could send back his form waiving the cost of serving a summons. And so what did he use his self-addressed envelope for? He took the original that had his name on it in green, Fox, of the front page of my motion for default judgment against him. He took that and sent it back to me. Now, that's all right. You can't expect anything else. He's a federal judge. They're really doing well on the museum, folks. Getting it neat, tidy, organized, trim, and pleasing to the eye. And Christine made out envelopes and money orders for 10 charities. Isn't that great? She worked on that, and it was so hot that she was doing it in the laundromat. She had to leave the laundromat, and I found her some shade on the north side of the post office. And I hope you didn't miss the footage of .com at play, because that's pretty entertaining. And Buchanan, a black cat on the red rug. And Robert Goldberg gets to the bottom of it. elected officials are not doing their public duty as to public access. Cablevision lies and covers up that it's lottery, and they call it a dirty, rotten euphemism. Cablevision's alternative method of selecting time slots. That doesn't sound to me like public access, does it to you? And let's see, nephew Stephen Folsom makes a letter beautiful with his computer. And Mary Ramage of Mohegan Lake writes good letters to Glendora and an earnest prayer for Holly and the ugly school workplace down around Boston. Is it Melrose? And we should not report anything. I'm coming to a decision, folks, that we shouldn't report anything on chat with Glendora that doesn't make you happy, okay? Glendora's the happiness lady. That's what David Letterman said. Okay, those are the things that got lost, and I videotaped for you the papers that I wrote for you to look at before they were served. Now here's today's happiness lesson. Psalm 34:15. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous. Do you want that, folks? Do you want the eyes of the Lord on you? I should think you would, because it's the Lord who has all of the wealth and all of the power. And it's the Lord that has everything you want. So I think you would want the eyes of the Lord on you. And how do you be righteous? Well, you spend your time alone with God every day. And you find out that set of talents and that set of gifts that God has given you that's unlike anybody else's. And then you find out that work that God has created you to do that nobody can do as well as you can. Then you clean yourself all out inside. If there's anything ugly, nasty, or dirty, you wash it clean. You get it all squeaky clean. You admit and you acknowledge and you reform and you atone, and it's over with. And then you count pure thoughts and chase away negative, second level, trivial, ugly thoughts. And then you rejoice about something every 15 minutes. You rejoice that it's summer right now, don't you? And you rejoice that we have a blue sky. And this is the 8th day of a blue sky. 8 days. Started last Sunday. This is the 8th one. the question is not where is God, but where isn't God. So that's very nice. And here's a hymn. Let's see. Love divine, all love's excelling, joy of heaven to us. Let us each, let us all, in thee inherit, let us find thy promised rest. Take away the love of sin. Alpha and Omega be. Pray and praise God without ceasing. Glory in his perfect love. Send for, or rather call for, the Glendora Happy Book. Greatest goal is to see you happy. And if you like the program, tell all of your friends. And if you didn't, keep it our little secret. In the maternity ward, the nurse came out with a darling baby in her arms, and she said to the new father, well, what'd you want, a boy or a girl? He said, I wanted a girl. She says, well, this is a boy. He said, okay, that's my second choice.
Oats and groats and rye. Are you and I the only ones home?
There are some people who didn't get another day. So you wake up in the morning and you say thank you for the night, for the rest, and for the sleep. And thank you for another day. Thank you for the morning light. The nurse in the maternity ward came out with a darling baby in her arms, and she said to the new father, what'd you want, a boy or a girl? He said, I wanted a girl. She says, this is a boy. He said, okay, that's my second choice. Did you hear about the minister who was so religious that even his contact lenses were stained glass? And Bill says that his wife has a new spending exercise program. It's called aerobic spending. Remember today, the Christmas presents of today, folks, are the garage sales of tomorrow. And Billy is bound to be a corporate executive. When he made his list for Santa Claus, he made Xerox copies for his grandparents and uncles and aunts. His name, of course, was Dolan. And a woman was asked, what do you like best about Christmas? And she says, what I like best about Christmas is that the kids hang up their stockings, and a year goes by before they hang up anything else. And the young minister gave a stirring sermon on gossip, and he closed it with, I love to tell the story. In Sunday school, the teacher said, cleanliness is next to what? And the little boy said, impossible. Now Lot was told to take his wife and flee out of the city. And if she came back, she would be turned into a pillar of salt. And the little girl says, well, what happened to the flea? And when the snakes and all of the other animals are leaving the ark 2 by 2, Noah said to the snakes, go forth and multiply. And the snakes said, we can't, we're adders. The master of ceremonies said he was sorry to report that Father Adieu, A-D-I-E-U, who was supposed to give the benediction, could not make it tonight. And so the MC said, therefore, without further ado, good night. As Charles Dolan said to James Dolan, like Mason and Dixon, we have to draw the line someplace. And one speaker said, well, I have 2 minutes left of my allotted time, so I'm going to save that for the applause. And I remember another speaker at a banquet said, having met your program chairman's 2 philosophical requirements. 1, free speech, and 2, free speeches. This is Glendora, a cheerful look at life. On a very hot 97 degree and 97 humidity day. A couple of 2 minutes of good cheer, goodwill, and good humor. And if you like the program tonight, tell your friends, and if you don't, just keep it our little secret. And there's our 2 Lincolns, his and hers. You heard about the funeral director who married a snake charmer? Their towels were marked his and hers. And what's going on in here? This is an 8-hour job, wrapping a chat with Glendora, and that's Brown's first that you hear. And we have 15 wrapped out of about 50. That program, I believe, was made in 1987, and it's being sent out now. It's program 1107, 8th edition. Isn't it fun, folks, to have a TV show and spend every other Sunday afternoon and evening wrapping your shows and sending them to TV stations? That's the first 30 are wrapped. And there are 3 lists. The first one is consummated. And this is the second one. And over there's the third one. And how many more tapes are there that you're going to come over and help me wrap, huh? There's these. And those, and those, and those. We have more tapes than we have TV stations, so we'll have to piggyback the tapes. The program with George McDermott about lawyers is so good. Lawyers do not have a license from the state. A doctor has to have a license from the state, but lawyers do not. They only belong to a trade union, the American Bar Association, and that's where they get their bar card to practice. And they have no license from the state, so nothing they do is legal. Take a look at this, folks. Does it show up? Let's see, it's right over the... This is part of the summer solstice. Isn't this something? Yeah, shows up well. I wish you could smell the honeysuckle. Oh, what a dear aroma. That means a hot one tomorrow, too. It'll be number 9. How you doing, folks? Well, here's the report from here. Austin Becker, you can have this tape. It's of you, the saxophone, playing a hymn. And Berkowitz in Hartford. This tape is for Comcast in Hartford. And this one is what? What's that say? Oh, Ron Renaud, John Birch Society. You can have this one if you want to come and get it. I guess it'd be easier just to send it to you. Oh, okay, that's a detail. Over here we have going dubs, several dubs of the Bill Houston show, where he put up such a Herculean fight for public access. This I showed you. Done. Now we're piggybacking. We go back over and then we piggyback these that are left over. The 2 best shows of that 2-week period were Bill Houston and George McDermott in Glendora, telling that lawyers do not have a license from the state. They do not have a license from the state. All they have is a union card. The American Bar Association is nothing but a trade union. And the state, they fixed it. So the state doesn't have any control over them. We have to do something about this. And what time is that? How about 8:15? And what are we going to rejoice about? The sunset that we just saw. And public access. And that we have standing up for right on 45. Public access TV stations. Walter Sands and Mary Ramage do a very, very good job of returning Glendora's tapes that are cablecast on Yorktown and on Cross River. And look at this. Is this adorable? Little booty that Mary crocheted. Little bonnet.
Isn't it adorable? Isn't it beautiful work? And then this is the little jacket. And this is the baby blanket. Lovely colors. Her work is so beautiful. And she gave that beautiful big blanket, which was really a twin size. Twin size. To the Albany City Mission to help the homeless. Let's look at them again. There's the little jacket. And the little bonnet. And the little booties. Isn't that cute? More generosity in the mail. Jean John Rowe, Public Access, Los Alamos, New Mexico, sent me, let's see, how many did you say this is? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, she sent me another row of these, which would be 42, and then a flat roll, 47, and then a pair of two all along here, which would, she sent me about 60 tapes, 60 used tapes. Isn't that nice? It's a good thing it's summertime because there aren't any jackets. Thank you, Jean John Rowe, Public Access, Channel 8, Los Alamos, New Mexico. Folks, I think this is the biggest amount of my whole career in public access. We are sending out 76 videotapes to the TV stations. Each one is getting a piggyback. That's one box. And over here in the shade, it's 97 degrees today and 97 humidity. This is that crazy QP TV Queen, costing so much money. So 76 tapes had to be wrapped, and it took 2 days. That one needs a return address on it. So thank you, Jean John Rowe, Mary Ramage, and Walter Sands for sending back tapes. Vegetarian dinner, real meal, noodles, stroganoff, chunks of vegetarian ham, and green beans with olive oil, salt and pepper. And what do you think of this heat.com? 97 degrees and 97 humidity. And a little breeze. Thanks. And ice cold guava juice. I don't know why anybody would drink soda pop when they can drink anything this good.
Glendora. Did you hear about the funeral director who married the snake charmer? No, I didn't. Their towels are marked Hiss and Hearse. You always have a good one, don't you?
Look at the shine on that car. Wouldn't you like to have a shine on your car like that? It's
very, very difficult. A lot of hard work. You know what it's called? It's called rainwater. We had 3 nice showers. And just as my mother tells you, when it stops raining, and just as soon as it stops raining, get out your old terry cloth bath towel and just wipe off the water. And now you really gotta shine. Is that right, .com? Is that right? And over here we have a vegetarian dinner. Tomatoes, rice medley, and wham chunks. Wham is a vegetarian ham. I kid you not, folks. Just 5 minutes ago, there was a great big turkey, and he was making ellipses around here, about 20 of them, because .com was sitting on her threshold. I bet she never saw a bird that big before. So, too bad I didn't get a picture of him. It was the first one that I've seen since Thanksgiving. I'm talking about Thanksgiving. I had 6 nice turkeys out here on Thanksgiving, and as you know, I wouldn't ever kill an animal and eat it. But that's the first one I've seen since back then. So what I did was to open the bathroom window and throw out 5 slices of bread on the other side of the house where he couldn't see me. And I hope he's enjoying it. Look at this. It's not as good as it was. But after that storm, we got rid of this haze. There's still some haze there. And we had a blue sky. We had an old-fashioned azure blue sky. Here's a vegetarian real meal. Noodles and broccoli and green beans with a touch of basil. And wham chunks. Wham is a vegetarian ham. Here's another one over here. Do you want it? You know, I keep asking God for $23 million a year. And the first thing I'm going to do with it is to help the animals. And the second thing is to help the homeless. And the third is to help the churches. And then have somebody do the legal papers, standing up for the unknown quantity in courts today called justice. And then somebody to take care of a chat with Glendora, the videotaping, and the titles, and the dubs, 50 or 60 dubs a week, and then the wrapping and the mailing. But then the next thing I'm going to ask for is a vegetarian Seventh-day Adventist cook and housekeeper. A Seventh-day Adventist cook. And I know then that I'll be eating the right things. A Seventh-day Adventist cook and housekeeper. Then I'd like a Seventh-day Adventist chauffeur. Okay? Now, then I want to give $1 million to you. What do you want with the $1 million that you're going to get? Call me up and tell me what you want with $1 million you're going to get.
And I walked down my patio. Oh my goodness. So I just come out of the shower. I'm going to relax now. Oh, that's good. Did you hear about the minister who was so religious that even his contact lenses were stained glass? I like that. It's funny.
George McDermott, this is Glendora.
How you doing, Glendora? Glad to talk to you again.
Oh, thank you. You said the papers
that Elena filed for her appeal were over 4,000 pages?
Yeah, I stood right with her and filed them. They'll be up, you'll be getting a video of it, because what I did is I've got the original date stamp copy. She made a whole copy for me, and I took all 5 volumes and I'm putting them on the World Wide Web.
Now, George, you said that when you opened it up, you found the accusatory instrument, and that
When I opened up the volume 3, no, it was volume 1, because page 78 through, I think, 85. I just, she handed them to me, and I just opened them up.
But the important thing,
what I saw just blew me. It floored me, because it's the first time that I had ever seen the police report, the actual police report of her arrest.
And the names were blocked out?
And it was incredible. I mean, all the names. Originally, there was Saxby Shambus was the complainant, and then there were 3 or 4. I think there was 4. There was 4 witnesses. Okay, that were handwritten in, and then in those spaces, somebody in the Justice Department or the Police Department blacked out, took a big black magic marker, and blacked out all of those names.
Well, George, that's just heinous.
Because we sent a patriot to prison for 6 months based on that fraudulent document. I think it's beyond heinous. I think it's so criminal that and then I started looking further into the document, and I saw the outright falsification by the Capitol Hill Police of the actual report that she had actually spoken before the session was ended, which the videotape absolutely contradicts. And that's the best evidence. As a matter of fact, they even the videotape was noted in the police report as a videotaped evidence, so they can't say anything about it being admitted.
Oh, I don't get your point, George.
Well, see, they can argue that you can't try to admit the videotape as evidence. They can make her try to put it in, but once they've included it in the police report, it is evidence.
I think you better explain to the people that the claim is that she disrupted Congress when she spoke only after the session was closed.
Oh, absolutely. The videotape is unbelievable. You've seen it. I've seen it. Everybody who I've shown it to is on the World Wide Web. Everybody knows that she did not even utter a word until after Saxby Chambers said that, thank you, gentlemen, for appearing here today, and with no further opposition from any of the other panel members, which, by the way, there was not another panel member senator in the whole room. This hearing is adjourned, and then the gavel fell. At that precise moment, she stood up.
So there is no basis to the charge that she disrupted Congress because Congress wasn't in session.
Absolutely. She was framed by the United States Senate Judiciary Committee and the Capitol Hill Police.
The funeral director married a snake charmer, and now their towels are marked
his and hers. Okay, Sean, if you would thank Shannon.
What do you do when a copy cartridge leaks? What do you do, .com? I think there's a lot of toner in there, and it came out on my hands, and it went into my new $150 copying machine. And this is a great paper. This is an epiphany.
United States District Court, Iowa, Des Moines. Judges Longstaff. Another U.S. judge hits the pits. Ronald E. Longstaff, Des Moines. So this is the copy cartridge that's leaking. We took a new copy cartridge out of here, and the cat got in the box. And now we resume printing pages 21 to 32. And a Platus.